I know you were excited yesterday for no language. My favorite. But we are doing language today, so get ready. It's just a review of what we've been talking about. So putting words in alphabetical order, dictionary use, glossary use, all of that. But the first thing we're going to do is do a little review. We've got I have two words on the board that I want you to see. And we're going to pretend that those two words, copper and corn, are guide words on a dictionary or glossary page. Okay, so we've got those two words, copper and corn. Now I have some words that we're going to check and see if they would go they would be on that glossary or dictionary page. So the first word I have is cork. Would we find cork between copper and corn? So first of all, we look at our first letters. They're all the same, C, and then O, and then we go to the third letter because they have C's and O's, and now we go to P and R. So our lady, get out of there. Sorry. That's what all the noise is, and she's just being naughty. I don't know why. Anyway, so then we go to R, and then so we know that in between P and R, obviously you're going to have R, but then the last letter here is K, and the last letter here is N. Will I find K before N? Yes, I would find K before N, so cork would be on that dictionary or glossary page because K comes before N. So if I were to put the words, remember we said in alphabetical order, that cork would come before corn, okay? What about this one? So we have the first three letters. This word is cornet, okay? The first three letters, or the first two letters are the same, so we go to the third letter. Oh, there's an R, but then there's an N, but this ends at N. This word goes to E after the N. Would I find cornet on this dictionary page? No, I wouldn't. Very good, because I would have to go past it in order to get to cornet, because this only ends with N and it doesn't have any A, B, C, D, E. Because remember, we have to go back to the beginning. Once we see the next letter, we would have to go back to the beginning. A, B, C, D, E. Anything with C-O-R-N-A, C-O-R-N-E is going to be on the next page. Good. What about cost? C-O-S-T. We have C, we have O, and then a P, R, and then does S come in between P and R? P and R is here. Does S come in between? Oh, you can't see it. P and R is here. Does S come in between? S is over here. No, S comes afterwards. So cost would not be on that dictionary page. What about cotton? Look, sorry, she's using her toy. It's driving me crazy. So if C-O-S wouldn't be there, then C-O-T, which comes after S, is definitely not going to be there, because this is, remember, C-O-R, and C-O-S and C-O-T would come after that. So that's important that we recognize. Good. So cotton would not be. What about corner? Some of you got that right away. It's just like cornet. It has an extra letter. It has the E after it again. We end here with N. We cannot add and go back to the beginning and start again because this ends with N. Okay? So corner also would not be on this page. Whew, we're not finding very many, are we? All right, let's try this one. Core. C-O-R-E. So we have C-O, C-O, P, and then we have our R. Now, we have to have something, it has to be in front of my N. Is E in front of my N? Well, obviously, yes, it is. So between copper and corn, I would find C-O-R-E. Okay? Let's do another one. What about cord? Would I find cord? Yes, just like core, C-O-R-D, comes before N. So if D comes before N, then that would be on the dictionary page. Last word, I had to write it lengthwise because it's too long. Cornmeal. Would I find cornmeal? No, because this one ends with corn, right? It doesn't go. We would have to start back at the beginning and go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No. So this ends with just corn, period. There's no extra letters afterwards. So any extra letters would be on the next page, okay? So I know that's, it's a tougher thing to get the concept of, but I hope that you'll understand it a little bit and it makes some sense to you so that you are making smart choices when it's asking you for those dictionary skills like that. All right, so we've got some sentences over here on this side that we are going to do our capitalization and punctuation with. We haven't done that in a little while. So it says, we celebrate Easter Sunday in the spring. So what am I going to capitalize? Very good. We, because it's the first word, you draw 3 lines to show capitalization. What else should be capitalized? Good. Easter, why? It's a holiday. Sunday, why? It's a day of the week. Very good. And anything else in this sentence? We celebrate Easter Sunday in the spring. Spring? What? Are you yelling? You don't need to yell. I can hear you just fine. Why not spring? Right, because we capitalize days of the week and months of the year, but not the seasons. Very good. All right, next sentence. My classmates and I learned Psalm 23. We capitalize the first word. My classmates and I learned Psalm 20. We have to capitalize what? I. Why? Because it's I when referring to myself, right? So we capitalize I when referring to ourselves. And then Psalm. We capitalize Psalm. Why? Because it's a name, remember, a name for, oh my goodness, God in the Bible. Okay, names for God in the Bible. And this is a book of the Bible, so we would capitalize Psalms. What about, we also learned the poem Our Flag. We, first word, we learned the poem Our Flag. Do we capitalize the P in poem? No, we don't capitalize the P in poem because it's just talking about the poem. But we do have to capitalize the title of the poem. You can see that the title is written in quotation marks because for poems, that's what you do. For stories, we know that, or in books, we underline, but for poems, we put parentheses or quotation marks. And then we capitalize, remember, for titles, capitalize the first word, the last word, and any other important words in between, okay? So we would, our, and then the last word is flag, so we capitalize it all. Then Carl said, have you seen my book? We capitalize the C in Carl because it's the first word. We always know the first word should be capitalized. Anything else in here? Good. We need to do caret. Don't forget your little caret. Do quotation marks because Carl is speaking. Don't forget. What else do we need to do though? Yeah, we need to put them at the end too, but what do we have to do first? Capitalize the H because these are his, this is the first part of his sentence. So we capitalize whatever the first word is in the parentheses, have. And then after book, we put a caret again and put quotation marks to end it. Okay? So hopefully you got that down and were able to see where you're supposed to have, or remembering where you're supposed to put those capitalization and any other punctuation marks that you need to have. All right, so we've been talking about a glossary. A glossary is a list of difficult or unfamiliar words from a book. The glossary of words and their meanings is found at the end of the book in a section called the glossary. So whenever you're looking, you'll see, you know, if it doesn't say the glossary at the end of the book, then it doesn't have one. But if it does, then you know that that book has a glossary there. In the back of our book, there is a glossary. The entries are words and rules that you have learned throughout this whole year. At the end of each entry is a page number. It is the page in the language book where you first found that word or rule that we are learning. So when you see that page number, it means if you go back to this page, now obviously we've torn a lot of our pages out, but if you go back to certain pages, then you'll know, oh, that's where we learned about the adverbs first. Oh, that's where we learned about adjectives first on this page. Oh, that's where we learned about these pronouns or these verbs or whatever it is, okay? The entry words in a glossary are arranged in alphabetical order. Would we find the entry for an interrogative sentence before or after the entry for an imperative sentence? Would we find interrogative sentence before or after imperative sentence? So we have to look and think. Imperative, interrogative, where would it be? It would be after, because N comes after M. Good. Look up the entry for the word sentence. So go in the back of your language book, look up the entry for the word sentence and find the definition. And tell me, shout it out. Good. You remember a sentence is? Good. A group of words that expresses a complete thought. Find the entry for direct quotations and read the sample sentence. What is the sample sentence there for direct quotations? Good. So if you look in the back of your book and you find that glossary, you look under direct quotations, and the sample sentence is, Miss Andrews said, comma, quotation marks, thank you for the birthday gift, period, quotation marks. Okay, remember the quotation marks come outside of the punctuation. And it's because she's talking to somebody, not about them. Very good. Look up the entry for opinion. Look up the entry for opinion. And then read the definition. An opinion is something that tells what someone believes or feels. And read the sentence. Morning is the best time of the day. For some people, that's their opinion. Just like some of you, your wrong opinion is chocolate ice cream is better than vanilla. But there's a few of you out there that know the real deal. But I'm telling you, Unicorn Magic, if you have not tried it from Target, that is the best. Unicorn Magic. It is magic in a carton. Yes, it is. Anyway, so that's important. That wasn't important, but that is my opinion that Unicorn Magic is amazing. You may not like it, but if you get it and you don't like it, send it my way because I will gladly take all the cartons of Unicorn Magic. Okay, page 173 in your language books. 173. It tells you again what a glossary is. There's no excuse after this little section that we've been going through to say, oh, I don't know what a glossary is. No, it tells you again what a glossary is. Think A, use the glossary in the back of language book 3 to answer the questions. So look carefully for those and make sure that you are using what they ask you from there, okay, from that glossary section. They give you all the examples and samples and everything that you need. Then remember B, draw a line dividing the subject and predicate parts of the sentence, underline the verb twice and the subject once, circle any adverbs, and draw a small arrow from the adverb to the verb it describes. So you're going to be practicing your adverb, but you're also practicing subject predicate divide, subject once, verb twice, and then adverb circles. And every sentence is going to have an adverb. That's why it's telling you that in the directions. So do that carefully. All right. Work hard on this page. I know you can. You had the day off, so you better put in the extra work for today. All right? Make me proud. I'll see you soon.